The Hindu Kush Karakoram Himalayan system, often known as the Third Pole, is a mountainous region west and south of the Tibetan Plateau. It spans 11 nations, including Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, China, India, Nepal, Pakistan, and Tajikistan, and has an area of more than 4.2 million square kilometers. Except for the Arctic and Antarctic polar caps, the area is known as the Third Pole because its mountain glaciers and snowfields contain more frozen water than anywhere else on the planet. It is the source of 10 major rivers and creates a worldwide ecological buffer with the world's highest mountains, which include all 14 summits above 8,000 meters, 26,000 feet. The Third Pole region has a wide spectrum of socioeconomic and cultural diversity, with more than 600 languages and dialects spoken by ethnic populations. It contains all or parts of 4 global biodiversity hotspots and is rich in natural resources. The mountain resources provide a wide range of benefits and serve as the foundation for drinking water, production, and livelihoods for the region's 220 million residents, as well as the 1.3 billion people indirectly, 1/4 of the world's population, who live in downstream river basins. The food and energy produced in these river basins, whose headwaters rely on meltwaters and precipitation that run off these mountains, benefit more than 3 billion people. The United Nations Environment Program recently published a scientific assessment of the Third Pole environment in collaboration with the UNEP International Ecosystem Management Partnership, the Third Pole Environment, and the Pan-Third Pole Environment in an attempt to raise awareness of this change. This thorough analysis summarizes the most up-to-date information about the Third Pole's climate, water systems, biodiversity, and human effect. It's also the first full environmental evaluation of the Third Pole. The authors observed that major changes at the Third Pole are generating unwanted environmental changes at the local and global levels in their evaluation of the latest results on the region's climate, freshwater bodies, ecosystems, biodiversity, land surface changes, and human influence. The paper traces environmental changes in the region over the last 2,000 years to gain a complete picture. The warming and wetness of the Third Pole has become increasingly pronounced since the 20th century, according to evidence gathered from ice cores, lake sediment cores, and tree rings, with record-setting average temperatures and precipitation. This is attributed to a 0.3 degrees Celsius per decade increase in warming, which is significantly higher than the world warming average. Over the last few decades, this trend has resulted in a significant increase in glacial melt, as well as the expansion of lake surface areas and increased river runoff. These changes are increasing the frequency of natural disasters like ice breakdowns and glacial lake outburst floods, posing a hazard to local ecosystems and human life. Furthermore, the Third Pole has become greener, with more vegetation and, as a result, an increase in agriculture and farming. Invasive species, infrastructure developments, and climate change, on the other hand, continue to pose a threat to the Third Pole. The report also examines the impact of human activity outside of the Third Pole on the ecosystem of the Third Pole. The authors point out that air pollution, such as persistent organic pollutants and black carbon, enters the Third Pole through a variety of climate processes, causing glacier melt to increase. This is due to a lack of coordination between economic development and environmental conservation in neighboring regions. The paper also predicts environmental changes that would affect the Third Pole, such as a sustained rise in temperature and precipitation, which will cause glaciers to melt and water bodies to expand, among other things. It seems then that this crucial part of the world is vital to maintain, and we must do our best to preserve this lesser-known cog in the global system. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe for more.